Hello, my name's Charlie. You're watching the fruit video on when some guy teaches you how to make a fruit face with fruit pieces. So you want to open up the fruit file, wherever that is, I don't know. So here's what's going on. There's these little layers here. The carrot is in the carrot layer. Orange is in the orange layer. Pea is in the pea layer. Apple in the apple layer. Then there's this picnic basket. Anyway, you'll see that down here I have this Space Jam layer that'll come into play later. You don't need to go and get that. That's just for my own enjoyment, so don't worry about that. So here's the carrot. Actually, we'll press this and make the carrot disappear. That turns the layer visibility to off, so we can't see it. It's still there, but we can't see it. Here's this orange. We're going to click into the orange layer. Wow, look at this orange. What a great orange. So our job, what we want to do is get rid of this white box that is around it. If you can see that there. So we're going to go to the magic wand tool, and it might look like this. It might look like that. If it does, then you click and hold, and then the magic wand tool is here, and you let go. And so now you have the magic wand tool. So it could be hidden under there, or it could just be there and you're lucky and it's super easy and life is so easy for you. Okay, so the tolerance is at 30. Tolerance, it means, well, let me show you. So if I click here, then it selects everything around the orange. If I do Command D and deselect it, and I click somewhere else, like inside the orange, it's deciding, okay, this is all the same color, and I'm going to select all of that. And so Command D, I'm going to deselect. If I turn the tolerance up to like 115, and I click in here, it's going to decide, okay, more things are orange. So it thinks that this is orange, and this is orange, and so forth. So it's saying this is all the same color, that is all the same color. But it's not going to select that unless it's touching it, which is like has little bridges here. Anyway, so let me show you. If I turn it down, like down here, and I click here, then it's deciding only this is that color. If I turn it even lower, like 5, then it's deciding, oh, only this is. So it's like how much it's tolerating, I guess, to how much it's saying, like how lenient it is as to what is the same color, what isn't the same color. So you click here, and it's selecting that much. If I turn up the tolerance, you're going to want it to be at like maybe 30 or so. That's pretty good. So yeah, so then we'll press delete or backspace, and then it's gone. So then we press Command D to deselect it. There's no more selection here. It's not, the background isn't selected anymore. And that leaves us with an orange slice and this gross little shadow that looks like garbage. So we're going to do Command plus a few times, and we're going to hold spacebar. You can use the hand tool to move yourself around. So here we are on that tool, the eraser tool. So doing that, and there we go, and it's gone. Looks pretty good actually. So now we go to the move tool and we can move it around, and it's great. It's really nice. Great orange. So then you can press these guys up here, and you can rotate it. And notice that this has changed up here. It used to look like this in the move tool, but once we click one of those, boom, it changes, which is crazy. So what we want to do now is explain this to you. I'm gonna, let's see, it started out here. If I move it over here and I say, oh, I don't like that, I can click on this and it won't do it. This is called the transform mode. I might have mentioned that. If I didn't, I'm sorry. Then if I move it here and I think, oh, that looks great, then I can click the check mark. It says, okay, we'll keep it for you. Another way to enter that, besides touching one of these things, is to press Command T. And then you can do the same stuff. You're in the same mode. And instead of clicking up here, you can press enter and that will do it for you. So there you go. So we actually still need to be in that mode. So we're going to hold shift and bring this down, and it's going to be smaller now. We're going to move it around, move it to there. That's good. I like that. So okay, great. Now I'm going to press enter. Well, before I do that, I'm going to show you, you can't click on any other layers here when you're in transform mode, which is important to note. There's a lot of stuff you can't do. You can't undo when you're in this mode. So a lot of stuff like weird things like that are kind of makes it hard. So press enter if you ever think you're stuck in transform mode, and you will promptly get out of it. Okay, now we're going to go on to the P's. So I'm going to click on the P layer, and we're going to do the magic wand tool again. Click here. Our tolerance is pretty good. It says this is white and this is not white, which is what we want. Press delete. Don't worry about these ones. I'm just going to get rid of them. I press Command D to deselect. So I'm going to get rid of these P's because these P's are stupid. And there we go. Okay. Oh, and also I want to get rid of this shadow because it looks like trash. And that will not fly around here. So there we go. We have a cute little PI. There we go, like that. He looks so cute. Traditionally, faces have 2 eyes. So I'm going to teach you how to do that. Let me just quickly remember, and I got it. So we have this P selected on the P layer. It's the only thing in this layer. So that means it's the only thing I have selected. So that means I can press Command C and Command V for copy and paste. And notice, I'm going to move this over. Notice it's created something called layer 2. It's created a layer for us. I pasted it, and instead of pasting it in the P layer, it's pasted it into this new layer that it just created for me. So everybody say thank you out loud so everyone can hear you. Say thank you. Very good. Thanks, Photoshop. So this one is that one. This one is that one. That makes sense. Everybody understands that. Say yes, I do out loud so Mrs. Beam knows you understand. Okay. Great. So now we're going to go to the caret layer, and I'm going to press this so it's open. This one's already cut out for you, or I'm going to press this so you can see it. This one's already cut out for you. You don't have to do the magic wand tool. In fact, if I did do the magic wand tool, it'll select everything in the frame. It won't select the white background. If that makes sense to you, then great. If it doesn't, don't worry about it. So then I'm press Command D and get rid of that. Anyway, that thing that I just did where I selected everything, you don't need to do that. Don't think that you do. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the Move tool again and press Command T, and that'll bring it into transform mode. And now I can turn it. I'm actually going to make it a little bit more squat, like so, because that makes it funnier looking, and I like that better. So there's his little nose. He looks just adorable. And so, I'm going to teach you how to undo something I probably should have taught you a while ago. To undo, you press, let's say I moved it here, and I'm like, wow, that looks great. Then I moved it over here, I'm like, oh no, I wanted it over here. This is a complete disaster. So that's when I would press Command, press Option, and press Z, and then it'll bring it back. One thing about Photoshop is the undoing part of it is super weird. It's super confusing, and you'll only understand it after using it a ton. So if I move it over here, then I'm like, oh no, it's gone, everything's ruined. But then I move it over here again and over here again. Then I'll hold Command, hold Option, and press Z. See, now I'm confused. Let's pretend that didn't happen. Let's pretend actually instead I turned it. I turned it a few times. And then I made it smaller. and there you go. And that was me pressing enter to get out of transform mode. Okay, anyway, so now I want to undo. Actually, maybe it looks better like that. Anyway, I want to undo. So I hold command, hold option, press Z, and it'll go back a few steps. Even it'll go back to this. And then, so I'm back in time really far. The way to redo is you don't touch anything, don't move anything, nothing, because then you're like changing things back in time, and you don't want to do that, because then you lose everything in the future. That was weird. Okay, so you want to press without holding option. Holding option and command and press Z brings you backwards. But if you just press command Z, then it'll bring you back to where you were. Exactly back to where you were. So if I go back 1, 2, 3, 4 steps, if I just press command Z, it'll snap me back to before I press those keys at all. So if this is the present, talking in time travel sense, if this is the present and I go back a few times, if I press command Z, it'll bring me back to the present. I might have over-explained that, but whatever. Hold command option Z to undo. Perfect. So there's a stupid little nose. Now I want to take the apple, go into the apple layer, do this guy. Yeah, I'll take that. So we know how to do that so far, hopefully. Now I'm just gonna delete or use the eraser tool and erase this stuff. Wow, looks so good. Wow, I'm so good at this. It's amazing, just amazing. Okay, great. Now we have our stupid little apple, and he's just so chipper. He's so happy. So if you click up on the carrot one, on the carrot layer, here it is. If I hold shift and I press on the apple layer, it will select all of the layers in between those two. So if I select carrot and I hold shift and select layer 2, it'll select orange layer also. So if you do that, if you click on one, hold shift and click on another, it'll select all of them in between them. Same for just ones next to each other, it'll do that too. So yeah, there you go. These are all selected, and I did that because I'm going to press Command T now. And now it's in transform mode, so that means I can hold shift and I can resize it. Also, there's this hole in his face here. You can see, you can just peer through that. Don't worry about that. It's fine. I don't care. So you can size him down, and here he is in the little scene. And there you go. If you decide, well, you can also move him up here if you want. If you want to make Mrs. Beam laugh and think you're just so cool, you can put him up here. You can put him over here. We can put him on here. I'm gonna just snug him right there, right in that little corner. He just looks so darling. Another thing is this picnic basket image here. This guy. Oops, that was confusing. This one. If you want to get rid of the background of this one, you definitely can use this tool to select everything, all of this white space, and press delete. And see here, this is showing through behind it, but it's actually transparent here. See in there? It's transparent here. And then you can add whatever background you want. And so I chose to add Space Jam. So you can add whatever you want, whether it's space or a forest or a sunset. You can do whatever you want, but make sure it's in a layer under the picnic basket if you're feeling so advanced. Yeah, so there you go. That is the end of it. Another thing, if you want to merge all of these together, you can select them all and right click and go down here to merge layers. And now they're all in the same layer, and it's just called carrot. So now they're on the same layer, and you can't undo that. You can't split them up again after that. So you better be really sure you want to do that. So yep, here he is. Put him up there, and I'll file save, and you're done. How do I turn